Hey guys, and welcome back to another Train Sim World video. Today I'm going to be doing another video on the East Coastway route for Train Sim World, and this time I'm going to be driving a scenario called Eastbourne End, which is essentially complete the final portion service to Eastbourne and then take the train out of service for the night. Okay then. So we did complete the loose connections scenario in the previous video. I was pressing the wrong button there, that's why it wasn't starting. Yeah, this is a bit of an afternoon/night service, so you can see how nice this route looks in the dark. I haven't actually found any of the collectibles yet for this route, so maybe we can do that in this video if we get time. Eastbourne End. Not too sure what station we're at the moment. It's not letting me move, so I guess it will tell us. So we need to go down over there. So now. And this station is Louis, is it? Luz? This is actually where we ended in the previous scenario. We actually feature of that service, which is arriving on the platform now. And this is the service we're going to be taking onto Eastbourne. We'll put the master key in. We will unlock the doors. And we're good to go, I guess. So let's get going. This is in forward. And on our way. Next station is Glans, however you want to pronounce it. Oops, we are speeding slightly. As we only have 10-mile-an-hour speed limit as we depart Eastbourne. Not Eastbourne, sorry, Lewis. That's actually a wrong screenshot there. Oops. So we're driving actually a really long train. I really wish it would tell me how long this train is, but I'm gonna assume it's an 8-car. So we should be able to get up to speed now. One thing I'll do is, once you get to the next session, I'll see if I can enable AWS. You can enable the DRA, and one other thing I believe... Now, I'm not a big fan of the DRA, so I'll probably just on the AWS. You can open the windows. Get some fresh air in. But yeah, you can change this to say 8-car, 12 cars, or a 4-car train. MS. Put some speed on. So these are all the stations we're going to be stopping at, and then we're going to be arriving at Eastbourne. And then we're going to be, I guess, going to the carriage sidings for the night. So we've got quite a lot of tasks to do once after Eastbourne, so it should be quite interesting to do. As we have 1.1 miles till our next station. So I need to arrive at the next station at... Well, it doesn't only tell us what time we need to arrive there, which is not really helpful, I will be honest. Slightly overshot it, but we're still on the platform quite nicely. And we'll get... Oops, it's the wrong one. There we go. So one thing I'm not too sure is what collectibles you do need to find on this route. Now, since the route is quite a short route, okay, we can only close the doors when the driver's cab, which makes sense. We will close our driver's door. That will all turn blue. There we go, and we can get on our move. Next station is Berwick. This is a southern service to Eastbourne. I mean, this train looks absolutely amazing, I think you can agree. Okay, next one is 4.1 miles away, so we're good for now. I mean, the tracks look nice. The reflections look really nice. I mean, I'm only playing on this on low/medium settings, and it looks really nice. So I'm sure it will look really good on the high settings. Passengers sitting in the first class area. And I have another 7 service heading towards Brighton. It's so bright that you can't even see some of these buttons, which is kind of hilarious, I must say. No open door windows. No, I did mention that I would enable AWS, which I completely forgot about, so I will try to remember for the next station. The thing is, I'm so used to like having it enabled already because that's what we have on Train Simulator. Unfortunately, the radio doesn't work on this train, which is a bit unfortunate. And these screens don't seem to work either. It would have been nice if these screens were working. I'm sure they could have enabled it, but I guess they got a bit lazy. And they could have definitely added a lot more to this cab. A lot more clickable buttons, a lot more to do, apart from just this screen here, which is really nice to see. Slowly approaching Berwick, our next station. Please mind the doors between the train and the platform edge. One thing you can also do is contact the signaller on the top. I believe in certain situations we will need to do that. Pretty nice screenshot there. Yeah, I'm not too sure why it's telling us to wait. We could have probably gone a bit more forward. And a bit more of the rear cab would have been available to be on the platform, but anyways. This train's ready to depart. Please mind the doors. Next station is Polegate, which is an interesting name for a station. So Dovetail Games did actually do a live stream of this, and they showed a map of this, the in-game map, and it seems like they haven't really done anything to the in-game map in terms of labeling anything. I'm not going to show you the maps in this video because I'm not too sure how to enable it without going into the menu, which I don't want to do. But yeah, the map is kind of pointless in my opinion. I mean, if it doesn't label any stations on the map, then what's the point of having it in the game? You see where like Train Simulator has a map and each station is labeled, so you know exactly like this is London Victoria Station, this is Brighton Station, etc. Whereas this map is just, it just shows you the map and that's it. You just have to assume that this is where Brighton Station is, this is where Eastbourne Station is, etc. So if you want to buy this route now, it will cost you $24.99. Unless you pre-purchase it, then it would have been 10% off. Would I say, would I recommend this route? If you're a big fan of this train, then I would probably buy it. However, I really wouldn't buy it because of the route itself. The route is quite a short route, and you're essentially paying £1 per mile, essentially, because it's like 23 miles the route, and you're paying 25 quid, so you guys can let me know if that's worth it or not. But the train is really nice. Not the best, could be improved quite a lot, but it's I'm satisfied with it. But it's a big improvement with compared to the one in Trains and Locomotives, so I guess most of us would be saying that. And as I mentioned in the previous video, I will be doing a live stream on this on Sunday, maybe around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I want to collect all the collectibles on this route and get that achievement collectibles for the East Coastway route. Now I have collected all the collectibles on the Great Western Main Line, which was really fun. I did do a live stream on that as well, I believe. I think I might have overshot this. I have overshot this, but the platform is gigantic, it seems, so we're good. And let's go to Brighton. But yeah, I haven't actually found any collectibles on this route. There's actually 4 different types of collectibles, unlike the Great Western Main Line, which had only 3. I think one of them has posters on certain stations, so I haven't actually found any of them yet. So I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun in that live stream, looking for all the collectibles. And also the other thing I like about collecting the collectibles is that you can explore the stations. Because obviously these scenarios are mostly stopping services, and once you stop at the station you pretty much have to go within the next minute or so, so you don't really have time to explore each and every station. Oops, I'm speeding up, it's actually... We are going down by 0.9%, so that's probably why we were speeding quite easily. So yeah, probably noticing in the top right you are getting XP for driving under the speed limit, etc., arriving on time. That basically level up the routes and trains and your player level. I believe you get certain rewards for reaching certain levels, which they introduced recently, so I think you can change your character model, etc., and all that. Even though there's no multiplayer, so it doesn't really matter too much. I'm sure when it does arrive in Trains and Locomotives, the multiplayer, probably in like 20-30 years time, it will be pretty cool. But until then, we'll just have to hope and pray that it gets released earlier. I mean, I don't think multiplayer is even feasible in the state of the game currently. I mean, there has to be so much content for this game already, and then maybe there'll be enough people like playing constantly throughout the day. But anyways, we are approaching our next station, which is Hampden Park. Please mind, I got the trainer and the platform edge. So the brakes initially are not great, but if you leave the brakes for a few seconds, then it does brake quite well. And there's actually a bar in just above the speed limit, which shows you how powerful the braking is. This is Hampden Park. Please mind to get between the train and the platform edge. Quite a nice screenshot there. Oh, I can lock the doors. My bad. And the next station is Eastbourne, where this train will terminate. Change here for services towards Hastings. So we've got 1.5 miles to go till we arrive at Eastbourne. Speed limit is, I believe, 75, if I'm not mistaken. As we have a yellow signal. Now I have forgotten to enable AWS. I have not forgotten that. Yeah, I don't know. I just keep forgetting to enable AWS, and I do apologize. I will do a video where I will enable AWS, so we actually can hear the AWS for this train to see if it actually sounds like how it should sound in real life. So we would normally be getting alarms here as we're hitting yellow signals, but we're not. We are speeding quite drastically here. I believe the HUD which shows you the speed limit is disabled for some reason, so I will try to enable that so I'm aware of what speed we're meant to be going at. I also do want to disable this thing on the floor, which shows you where you need to stop. And realistically, you don't really need it as long as you have the marker at the end, which is highlighted in blue. But we have arrived at Eastbourne. Where are we? I think it's not counted for us. Wait. Oh, there we go. This is Eastbourne, where this train terminates. All change, all change. This train terminates here. Okay, so it wants us to put this into the off position. head to the other end of the train. So let's open this doors. But let's get off the seat first, that would help. We can close these doors. But yeah, let's head up to the other ends. Is this one of the posters that you need to get for the collectible? I'm not actually too sure actually. Oh, it's actually signs there, so let's race up to the end of the platform. And there we go. Open doors. Put the master key back in. This is a bit crap. The controls for this okay. The controls for clicking some of the buttons in this game is still a bit crap, I'll admit, so oh, let's put the headlights on. One thing we can do, so let's just apply throttle for now, and then what I'll do is, so do we need to request to pass this red signal? That's the real question. And we've got a yellow signal for now, but what I'll do is just change this destination. So if you could just click this button and then you go down. So we even got Milton Central as one of the destinations, which is really nice. It should be not in service. Oh, it's up there. So not in service is... Oops, wait. Oh, there we go. Let's go back on that screen. Now we're not in service because obviously we're not in service anymore. I'm surprised the game didn't tell us to change the destination, but we'll do that anyway. So it looks like we're going 50 miles an hour first train wash, which is interesting because normally we go around 5 to 10 miles through the train wash. Which is quite slow. Unless this is a train wash as well. You guys are going through 2 train washes. I think we're meant to stop. So let's do that. So do we need to get out the cab? I believe. Yeah, I think we do. I think. Oops. I mean, this is the only way to change the junction, so yeah, that's. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have gone so far forward, but anyways. Unfortunately, my guy is a bit slow. I think you can make your guy faster if you level up, I believe, so that would come in handy. But we have made it to the junction. have... Yeah, let's just... I think we need to change it. There we go. Okay, now we have to walk back, unfortunately, so here we go. Make sure you check in before you cross the tracks, in case there's a train. It wants us to go forward and then, I guess, change it and then go backwards. Just interesting. We'll leave that door open because we probably have to get out anyway. Do anything now? I believe. Oh, I think so actually. So we're coming up to a bumper. Guess we change ends now. Oops. That's an emergency, which I think doesn't matter too much. So instead of walking through there, we'll actually walk through the train, which is be a lot more fun and less dangerous. So this is where the toilets are. Walking through the cab. Part of the first class area. Once again, put the master key on. To the forward, and we'll apply power. And now we're going to be stopping at Eastbourne carriage sidings. Am I doing something wrong? Probably am. Oh, that's red. Why doesn't the train move? I can hear the train, but okay. Am I doing something wrong? I'm not too sure. DRA isn't even on. I'm not. too sure. Yeah, I'm a bit lost. I can hear the train, but the train's not moving. Right. Okay then, I guess the only thing we can do, we'll put the key back in. Yeah, I'm a bit lost here, so I'm gonna go on the other end and basically drive backwards, essentially. I think that's the only way to complete this. I think the scenario is broken. I mean, I can hear the train moving, but it's actually not moving, so... Please tell me if I'm doing something absolutely stupid, but I don't think I am. Something wrong with the brakes? I'm probably doing something really stupid, but anyways. You know what? I need to go backwards. Yeah, so we're actually moving now, which is, yeah, I just don't understand. Okay, we're gonna be driving backwards, guys. We wouldn't recommend this, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe it wants us to drive backwards, I'm guessing, but it did tell us to change ends, so I don't think that's the case. I believe it's the last task, and once we arrive there, we just need to turn off the train and it's like an alarm for a house that's just gone off. I'm pretty sure we're not meant to drive backwards, but I guess this is something interesting. At least you can see how good I am at driving a train backwards. Go back into the cab. So it wants us to do this from the other side because obviously that's the side it wanted us to actually, you know, basically drive the train from, which obviously makes sense. I don't think there's any trains coming up, so we're good. But yeah, if you have played this scenario, please let me know if you're having the same issue as I am, or if I'm doing something wrong. Alright. We need to go over there. Probably should have closed the doors, but anyways, it's alright. And there we go, that's the end of the scenario. We got a gold medal there somehow, even though we drove backwards into Eastbourne carriage sidings. Up to level 4 in the East Coastway and with the class 377/4. So level 12. So your performance graph of your speed versus the speed limit. I mean, most of it is under the speed limit, however sometimes we did go above it, so I guess that's to tell you how good you have been in terms of keeping on the speed limits. But yeah, if we quickly go onto the main menu. So we have completed 2 of the 5 scenarios. I will be doing this scenario and French Connection very soon, so stay tuned for that. I might even attempt this scenario if I am able to get the 66 running, as I'm not very good with driving that train. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, share with your friends, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.